Story: The Three Sisters, written by Bi Feiyu. Summary of the story: The Three Sisters. The Three Sisters by Bi Feiyu offers readers an interesting look into the lives of three amazing Chinese women. The narrative follows these women as they deal with the challenges of their era in the context of a small, covert community and the uncertain waters of the Cultural Revolution. We learn about the sisters as they each have their own objectives and desires and struggle to figure out separate paths in the face of sudden shifts in society. From the stuffy limitations of the countryside to the echoing slogans of the Cultural Revolution, their journey is an attractive picture of the struggle against an overwhelming flood of cultural expectations and chains. These women journey around China's diverse scenery, from the peaceful countryside to the vibrant city life, and discover the beauty of a world that frequently appears foreign to them. They are dedicated to forging their own path in a society that may not align with their objectives, despite opposition from the current flow. With great creativity, Bi Feiyu writes a tale that highlights the three sisters' perseverance, aspirations, and struggles. This novel takes readers on a tour of the complex web of Chinese society, while exposing the difficulties of pursuing personal objectives in a nation undergoing significant transformation. The sisters' encounters become an important memorial to the determination and strong will to assert their position in a China that may not have fully accepted their rightful belonging via their struggles and achievements. The sisters' varied experiences mirror the goals and aspirations of many other people, showing the shared desire for individuality and self-realization. Readers can explore a story that crosses time and space with Bi Feiyu's beautiful storytelling, which shows many aspects of their experiences. The Three Sisters is more than just a tale. It's a potent tribute to the eternal strength of the human heart and the solid pursuit of objectives in a world where challenges usually seem impossible. Chapter 1: The Village Vale. The three sisters Mei, Ling, and Yen walk along well-known paths lined with old trees and buildings made of pavement in a peaceful village situated between rolling mountains and gurgling streams. Beneath the village's charming appearance lay the dark corners of each day. The oldest, Mei, bore the burden of custom while Ling, her laughter vibrating through the streets, looked for encounters beyond the horizon. Yen, the youngest, was keen to solve the truth enveloping the town and watched the world with an intrigued gaze. Grains of fog on a winter morning, however, disguised whispered whispers and hidden facts behind the peaceful exterior of the community. The sisters, connected by blood and common experiences, walked through the curtain, feeling that an array of forgotten tales lay just below the calm exterior. The sound of the sisters' footsteps came on the stone walkways, with each footfall reflecting a distinct song from their common childhood. Stories of the sisters' family history were passed down like precious heirlooms as they walked past the village square, where mothers hurried their children inside and elders exchanged knowing looks. Mei stood with her back to the village altar, oppressed by the desires of her elders. Never one to hold back, Ling spun around in the sunlight, her laughter creating a sweet dance in the atmosphere. Yen followed close after, running her fingertips along the walls covered with old paintings while listening to the tales that appeared to be emerging from the peeling paint. Their small house, which was set away on the far side of the community, was overrun by secrets that flowed through the worn wood and crying floors. The sisters sensed stories hidden beneath the calm surface, like thread in an old tapestry, just waiting to be discovered. Chapter 2: Tangled Roots. The sisters gathered beneath the old oak tree, its spread branches bearing witness to countless family get-togethers, while the sun dropped below the hills, spreading deep shadows over the village. But tonight, there was a strange vibe in the air, an arrangement of feelings and unspoken statements. With a frown, Mei followed the complex patterns carved into the bark of the tree, her mind confused by the responsibilities of her family's history. Ling leaned back against the tree, her eyes reflecting the vibrant hues of twilight, her careless attitude belying her desire for other journeys. Yen sat on a low overhead joint and watched as the emotions played out, feeling the ties connecting their fates to the village. The sisters exchanged questions-filled glances as fireflies danced in the gathering light. The complexities connected with their family's past appeared to become deeper, with their roots firmly planted in the village's soil. A common sense, however, that their intertwined roots provided both support and limits and shaped their futures in ways that were not yet fully understood, boiled amid the complexity. Beneath the murmuring leaves of the oak canopy, pieces of family stories surfaced during the silent periods. May felt the pressure of her ancestors' expectations on her chest as she was tasked with preserving tradition. Ling's often passing on zest of exploration seems to have been calmed by her rural roots. Yen, who has always been an observer, felt how their lives were bound by intricate trends made by the strands of family history. A musical score of unsaid words flowed in the evening breeze, as though the winds were trying to relax the webs of their linked fates. The sisters stayed rooted beneath the ancient oak, staring up at the rising moon that shone down on the village in a silvery glow. They provided for the complexities of their shared past and the threads that connected them, waiting for the dawn when simplicity would grow from the tangled roots of their roots like a spring bud. Chapter 3: Echoes of Revolution. The community awoke to a fresh dawn with echoing of change rippling down the winding routes. The sisters sensed the slow tremors of change among the everyday activity of the village in the morning. Flags with strong slogans flew around, while distant drums beat a rhythm that hinted a revolution was building over in the quiet hills. May pressed her brows as she read between the words, feeling the winds of change rising in the air. Normally friendly, Ling listened with great attention to the villagers' heated conversations, her interest caught by what was happening. As always alert, Yen took in the changing atmosphere, the pulse of the village expressing the continuing nervousness. The distant noises of actions and the irregular sight of keen faces calling for a new era mixed the sisters' routines. Revolution's shocks repeated through the village, imprinting their peaceful surroundings forever and creating an unrest in the sisters' souls that meant a wave of change that would soon sweep over their lives. As the days passed, the villagers looked changed in front of them as the revolution's excitement affected them. May's heart was divided between embracing change and protecting history. She couldn't decide whether to embrace the past or the future. Usually excited about fresh starts, Ling began to wonder how the changes would affect their close-knit community, seeing possibilities as well as dangers. Yen, situated on the outside, observed with wide eyes, attempting to figure out the waves of change that were overtaking the community. The sisters continued to discuss the change's secondary aspects, each considering how it would impact each of their fortunes. They felt that their lives were changing, that the sounds of revolution were becoming clearer, and that these sounds were drawing them into an unexplored future full of opportunities and dangers, all while they got caught in intense discussions and strong feelings. Chapter 4: Ink and Rebellion. Mei, Ling, and Yen found peace in writing when the revolutionary fervor in their village simmered down. They all wrote down their inner turmoil on papers stained with ink and stashed in the attic of their family house. Mei's quill danced over parchment, documenting the customs and principles that had united their family for many years. Her comments, within the din of change, created a quiet opposition, an acknowledgement to tradition. Through her writings, Ling created an achievable picture of goals that went beyond village bounds. Her writings were full of wanderlust and visions of unexplored areas. Yen, meanwhile, filled her pages with drawings and reflections that perfectly captured the spirit of the changing community and the hints of change. Their different voices combined into a group of ideas and feelings in this attic haven, drawing uprisings against the tides of social unrest. Their thoughts were a monument to their determination and search for personal truth in the midst of disorder and change. The basement witnessed their silent protestations and yearnings for understanding in a world changed by revolution. The sisters found comfort in the attic's embrace, their different voices connecting into a symphony of discontent and examination. They wrote their hearts onto paper under the dancing lights and smell of old paper, their writings becoming a quilt of insight and opposition. The attic changed into a haven where their thoughts flew freely, free by the constraints of social expectations, while the ink ran and the pages spun. Their rejection against a world in change was obvious in every pen stroke and carefully constructed statement, which stands as a memorial to their unshaken resolve in the face of a changing reality. Even though their writings had been kept from prying eyes, they had the ability to light a silent revolution that echoed outside the attic's walls and kindled fires of change within their own hearts. Chapter 5. City Lights, Rural Shadows. The sisters left from the warm embrace of their village and reached the heart of a large city that was alive with life and ability. The brilliant pattern that city lights made against the night sky compared dramatically with the gentle glow of their rural cover. With her eyes locked on the tall structures, May felt the weight of tradition slide away in the face of the city's constant pace. Ling, bright-eyed and driven, welcomed the city's energy and was ready to explore every inch of it. Yen felt a mixture of wonder and sorrow as she explored the city, looking for familiar locations among the odd noise. Shadows of their natural childhood continued amid the flashing lights of the city, an insignificant reminder of where they came amid the din of metropolitan life. With a mixture of passion and concern guiding them, the sisters made their way through this new environment, enjoying the city's attractions but holding recollections of their country life deep within. The sisters came to a weaving of cultures and experiences as they made their way deeper into the maze-like streets of the city. Even in the midst of the city's beating beat, May's history guided her as she found herself combining tradition and technological advances. Attracted by the variety of city life, Ling let her laughter become part of the urban song as she completely lost herself in its variety. As an observer, Yen took in the contrasts of the city, the tall buildings against the background of memories from the calm village. They took the echoes of their childhood with them across the neon-lit streets and bustling throng, their rural shadows creating an interesting contrast against the urban canvas. The city promised fresh starts and unknown adventures, but in its acceptance, the sisters discovered themselves walking in the footsteps of their history, trying to strike a balance between their past and the exciting potential of the cityscape. Chapter 6. Brushstrokes of Identity. The sisters set off on an adventure of self-discovery in the center of the bustling city, every encounter serving as a brushstroke that shaped their sense of self against the colorful backdrop of city life. May battled with the changing meaning of tradition in the middle of the city's bustle, her brushstrokes creating a tapestry that strove to balance tradition with the draw of technology. The vibrant hues of self-expression and exploration overwhelmed Ling's canvas, as her brushstrokes drew an unbound journey across the diverse cultures that make up the city. Yen drew a sketchbook in hand and used delicate lines and vibrant colors to capture the very spirit of the city, each stroke expressing the changing self within the urban weaving. The sisters tried to piece together their identities in the dynamic collage of city life, amidst the vibrant strokes of their different journeys. Their experiences painted a picture of adaptation and determination in a world full of opportunities and problems. The sisters discovered that they liked fresh elements of who they were as they made their way through the city's rainbow of experiences, each one giving their changing identities greater depth. May learned that tradition was a living artwork that changed with the times rather than a set piece of art. Accepting the fluid nature of her own belonging, Ling found freedom amid the city's variation, her strokes of paint communicating the bright colors of her ever-changing soul. Yan's drawings captured the essence of the town while preserving elements of their rural growing up, reflecting the combination of the old and the new. Their stories of growth and adaptation were painted amid the busy streets and tall buildings, with every brushstroke serving as a monument to their determination in the face of a changing environment. The sisters were able to explore each aspect of their identities and create an artwork of self-discovery against the bright backdrop of the city, which became their medium. Chapter 7. Threads of Unity. The sisters discovered that their different journeys crossed at moments that increased their bonds, knitting them together as the city mixed with possibilities and energy. May, Ling, and Yen understood the power of their unity. Their different strokes of paint came together to form an outstanding example of group durability. Despite the disorder of the city, they found comfort in one another's company, laughter, and each strand of their relationship confirming their common goals and past. They moved together through the maze-like streets of the city, finding strength in their unshakable sisters and unity in their variety. Their oneness created a quilt that filled in the gaps between their individual stories among the urban symphony as well, creating a story of solidarity and help in the face of the enormity of the city. The sisters came to learn that their unity was a pattern of mutual understanding and unshakable support, not simply a mere crossing of lives, during moments of victory and in the calm places between busy streets. Yan's keen eye, Ling's energy, and Mei's insight all mixed together to strengthen their relationship. Their unity turned into a lifeline in the middle of the city's disorder, an ongoing constant of home in a foreign land. They faced the difficulties of the city together, strengthened by their common goals and past. Together, they created a haven in the middle of the crazy things of the city, creating a tale of friendship and strength that went beyond the busy streets. Chapter 8: Lotus Blooms and Concrete Dreams. Among concrete buildings and busy streets, in the middle of the city, the sisters found unexpected gaps where they found pockets of beauty and dreams that grew like lotus flowers. Mei's sharp eye saw moments of peace amid the chaos of the city, like the calm beauty of a lotus growing in the middle of muddy waters. Ling embraced the bright colors of the city and took care of dreams that developed among the buildings, her goals like lotus blooms opening and reaching for the light. Using a book of sketches, Yen painted the difference between urban life and a meaningless lotus, discovering motivation and beauty among the solid jungle. Together, they discovered that, even in the busy cityscape, courage and dreams could bloom just like the lotus that rises above the concrete to show off beauty among disorder. The sisters discovered an apparent balance in the city's contrast of steel and flowers. The lotus's strength reflected their own ability to flourish in the face of hardship. Mei's devotion to tradition came to represent the enduring power of the lotus, balancing her in the face of the city's swift transformation. Ling's dreams mirrored the soft blossom of a lotus, which is with each petal stretching upwards to reach new heights. Together, they accepted the conflicts in their environment and found that, in the middle of the physical hopes for development, the lotus flower was a symbol of strength, beauty, and the eternal spirit that overcame all. Chapter 9: The Phoenix's Flight. The sisters learned that they were going through an experience that was like that of a phoenix, rising from the ashes of uncertainty and becoming people with a refreshed sense of strength and purpose in the face of the city's transformation. The changing landscape of the city brought an injection of spirit to Mei, Ling, and Yen individually. Mei's loyalty to custom turned into a source of strength and range of motion, like a phoenix rising from the ashes of tradition to welcome change. Ling's spirit of adventure rose higher, like an eagle going its wings to discover a fresh hope and ambitions. Yan's observations and drawings captured the spirit of their change. The flight of the phoenix reflected their shared climb above difficulties and constraints, welcoming change as an element of individual development. They faced an evolution together, coming out of the city's oven as strong individuals, with their hearts rising to the sky like the phoenix's beautiful flight. The sisters' friendship served as the passionate core that drove them higher as they soar on the wings of their newly discovered power. Every action and choice was met with the phoenix's strong group attitude, their common path tying their fates together like the fabled bird's feathers. Their changes mixed together to make a story of rebirth and determination as a group. Yan's observant disposition, Ling's spirit of adventure, and Mei's deep tradition combined to create a symphony of development and adaptation. Together, they symbolize the spirit of the phoenix, overcoming hardships, welcoming change, and emerging stronger. Their flight served as a metaphor for the unshakable human spirit amongst the always changing ground of life. Chapter 10: Eternal Skies, Everlasting Bonds. The sisters discovered themselves in the embrace of the city's endless skies, their journeys entwined like stars against the immense empty. The links they created sparkled with the durability of stars in the night sky as they stood at the limit of their united experiences. As Mei, Ling, and Yan's separate paths came together to form a common sky, they understood that their sisterhood served as an enduring compass that helped them navigate the complex maze of life. Together, they found a lasting fortitude and continuous backing that cut beyond changing city vibrations and the memories of their previous town. Their hearts full of love and determination, developed through shared hardship, they welcomed the future with a new point of view. Their sisterhood's eternal spirit was demonstrated by every step they took ahead, which reflected their everlasting bond. While the city's skyline stretched towards the boundless heavens, their unshakable links shone down upon them, assuring a future in which the beauty of their union would be forever painted on the paper of the never-ending clouds. And the sisters stood hand in hand, looking towards the horizon where the The city met as the lights of the city danced in the dark. Through their common path, they learned the lasting power of their unbreakable link in addition to the tenacity to overcome challenges. They moved ahead, ready to face the unknown, their sisterhood as a sign of strength guiding them through the ever-shifting landscapes of life's limitless possibilities, their hearts linked like stars in the eternal skies. Key learnings: Mei, Ling, and Yen discovered deep discoveries along the way that spoke to the core of their experiences. They discovered that although tradition is durable, it may change without losing its fundamental characteristics. Mei found that keeping one's past doesn't have to mean staying the same. In fact, it can help one become stronger and more flexible in the face of change. Ling encouraged her to explore beyond her comfort zone because she saw the beauty in discovery and understood that dreams, like lotus flowers, can bloom in unexpected places. Yen, on the other hand, made observations that underline the value of appreciating the past while embracing the present, noting that personal development stems from knowing one's roots. They learned that when individuality is woven into a collective fabric, it creates a strong tapestry that stands up to the storms of transformation. Their unity became an acknowledgement to the power found in difference. Together, they came to understand that their sisterhood served as a base, providing strength, knowledge, and support among the craziness of the city. Their trip served as a reminder of the age-old reality that, despite changing terrain and difficulties in life, bonds of unity created from common experiences always remain as an example of hope.